Have you ever noticed a handful of dried chickpeas sitting in your kitchen cupboard and wondered, if I just planted these, could I actually grow my own harvest right here at home? Or have you ever been scooping seeds out of a squash at dinner and thought, could these seeds become real plants, actual food, growing in my own garden next season? What if I told you that the seeds you already own, the ones sitting in jars, bags, and pantry shelves right now, are enough to start one of the most productive growing seasons Anatolia farm has ever seen? That the seeds most people walk past every single day contain enough growing potential to fill a garden with hundreds of dollars worth of fresh food for nothing. Today at Anatolia Farm, we're revealing the hidden seed vault living inside your own kitchen and pantry. From dried legumes that explode into climbing, pod-heavy plants, to pantry grains that push through Anatolian soil like they were born to be there, to squash seeds most people rinse off and throw straight into the bin, seeds that could be feeding your family through next winter. These aren't just budget tricks. They are the foundation of real growing independence, rooted in the same ancient agricultural wisdom this land has carried for thousands of years. Some of these crops will give you something to harvest in as little as 6 weeks. Others will establish themselves so deeply in Anatolia farm soil that they'll come back to feed you for seasons to come. All of them will permanently change the way you look at every seed, every pod, and every packet you've ever held in your hands. These are the 5 most productive crops at Anatolia Farm you can grow from seeds you already own for nothing. Prepare to discover that your pantry is already a planting guide waiting to be followed. We begin with something that sounds almost too simple until you see it happening. That bag of dried chickpeas in your kitchen, the one you bought for soup, contains dozens of fully viable seeds. Each one can grow into a bushy, productive plant and fill your garden with a brand new harvest in just 90 to 110 days. Soak them overnight in water. Then press each seed 1 inch into well-drained soil, spaced 10 centimeters apart. Within a week, pale green shoots emerge, compact, tidy, and remarkably low maintenance. Here's the payoff. Each plant produces 15 to 40 pods. One 500-gram bag of local market chickpeas gives you 200 seeds and a potential harvest of close to 8,000 chickpeas by season's end. You might wonder, will dried chickpeas actually germinate? Untreated, locally sourced ones do, at rates of 70 to 90%. And at Anatolia Farm, that's exactly the kind of seed within your reach. Chickpeas didn't just adapt to this climate. They evolved here. This is their homeland. From ancient legumes rooted in Anatolian soil to a climbing, unstoppable green machine that will take over your garden fence and never stop producing, our next crop is ready. Here's one most people never think to ask for, but should. If it's growing season and you know anyone farming lentils near Anatolia Farm, you just found a seed source most gardeners would pay good money for. Because lentil farmers thin their rows regularly, pulling out perfectly viable young plants to give the rest space to grow. Plants they simply discard. Here's the secret. Every one of those thin seedlings can be replanted directly into your soil and will establish itself within days. No special treatment. No propagation setup. Just ask. Farmers will be glad to give them away. They were pulling them out anyway. And if no farmer is nearby, walk into any market. A 1-kilogram bag of dried lentils costs almost nothing and contains over 1,000 viable seeds, each one ready to become a plant producing 6 to 8 pods of brand new lentils. You're not buying food. You're buying a field. From borrowed seeds freely given to a crop so unstoppable it multiplies faster than you can harvest it, our next plant is the one Anatolia Farm was made for. Now the pace changes. Because these next 2 crops don't just grow, they multiply. And once you understand the math, you'll never think about seeds the same way again. Walk into any market and buy a single bulb of garlic. You've just purchased 10 to 12 individual plants. Every clove in that bulb is a complete seed. Plant it pointed end up 2 centimeters deep, and simply wait. No special treatment. No complicated timing. Clove in soil equals new garlic plant. That's the entire technique. Here's what makes Garlic Anatolia Farm's greatest savings account. Plant 1 clove. Harvest a full bulb of 10 to 12 new cloves. Plant those the following season. Harvest 10 to 12 full bulbs. Within 2 growing seasons, 1 market bulb becomes enough garlic to supply your kitchen for an entire year and still have planting stock left over. The math is staggering. The effort is almost nothing. Now wheat. That grain sitting in your pantry right now, once it goes into Anatolia Farm soil, each single seed tillers into 3 to 8 separate shoots. Every shoot produces its own head. Every head carries 35 to 50 grains. 1 seed becomes 300 seeds by harvest. Plant those. The season after that, you're looking at a harvest that feeds a family. Once you have 1, you have infinite. That's not a promise. It's arithmetic. From underground multipliers working silently beneath the soil to a crop hiding in plain sight in your pantry, one most people walk straight past every single day. Our next reveal might surprise you most of all. Stop. Before you read another word, go check your kitchen. That pumpkin or winter squash you cooked last week, did you rinse those seeds and throw them away? Those seeds you held in your hands and dropped straight into the bin. Each one was a plant. Each plant produces 3 to 8 large fruits. Each fruit contains up to 400 new seeds. You weren't throwing away waste. You were throwing away next year's entire harvest. Here's the secret most gardeners at Anatolia Farm don't know. Locally grown pumpkin and squash seeds don't need any special treatment. Clean them. Dry them for 3 days in the shade. Then plant them when the soil warms. That's it. 1 seed becomes a sprawling vine that takes over a corner of your garden and produces more food than you can carry. Fruit that stores for months without refrigeration, without processing, without anything but a cool, dry shelf. And that onion in your pantry sprouting green shoots right now isn't going bad. It's telling you something. Plant it directly in soil, green shoots above ground. The original bulb feeds the developing plant while new bulbs form around it. 1 sprouted onion becomes 4 to 8 new onions in just 90 to 120 days. You weren't seeing waste. You were looking at a garden and not recognizing it. From crops hiding in plain sight on your kitchen shelf to a world hiding in plain sight just beyond Anatolia Farm's fence, our final crop will change the way you see this land forever. Here's a secret that will change how you see Anatolia Farm soil forever. That low, fleshy-leaved plant spreading across your path edges, your field borders, the cracks between your stones, the one you've been pulling out and discarding all season, is purslane. Semizota. And it is one of the most nutritious edible plants growing anywhere on this land. For free. Right now. Its thick, succulent stems and small oval leaves are unmistakable once you know what you're looking at. It grows flat against the ground, spreading outward in a dense mat, with tiny yellow flowers that appear in summer and scatter hundreds of seeds before you've even noticed them bloom. Here's what makes it extraordinary. Purslane contains more omega-3 fatty acids than most fish. It's been eaten across Anatolia for thousands of years, in salads, in borek, wilted with olive oil and garlic. And it grows itself, feeds itself, seeds itself, and comes back every single season without a single thing from you. You don't plant purslane. You simply stop pulling it out. From a plant that asks nothing of you to a moment that asks everything of you, your final chapter is the one that ties it all together. From chickpeas pulled from a pantry shelf to purslane pulled from the path you walk every morning, these 5 crops prove that Anatolia Farm is not waiting to become productive. It already is. What's remarkable isn't just what you'll save, Though growing these 5 crops from seeds you already own can eliminate hundreds of lira in food costs every single season. It's what you'll become. Someone who no longer looks at a handful of dried grain and sees ingredients. Someone who looks at cracked earth beside a fence and sees next year's harvest. These crops are your gateway into growing independence. Start with chickpeas soaking overnight on your kitchen counter. And before you know it, you'll be reading the land the way farmers here have read it for 10,000 years. Which of these 5 will you plant first? Have you already been growing any of them without realizing it? Tell us in the comments. The Anatolia farm community wants to know. If this video changed the way you see your land, even just a little, please take 5 seconds right now and hit the like button. It tells us you want more of this, and it helps other growers across Anatolia find what we're building here. Subscribe to the Anatolia Peasant Farmers right here on YouTube so you never miss a harvest, a technique, or a seed secret. Every week we go deeper into what this land can do, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. And if you know someone with a patch of land, a bag of dried beans, or a sprouted onion sitting in their kitchen right now, share this video with them. One share could change how they see everything they're already growing. This is the Anatolia Peasant Farmers. The land is ready. So are you.